Music sounds good. I like music. Thank you, music. Here is the top music of 2021. Please keep in mind that this list is fact. This isn't my opinion. This is real life. So what I say here goes.
Donda.
Donda is a really mixed bag. It can go from sounding angelic 1 second to sounding like absolute garbage the next. But when Donda is good, it is real good. So I feel like I would be remiss by excluding this album from my list. In conclusion, Donda really makes you feel like Kanye West. 2021 was really Olivia Rodrigo's year with her debut Sour that just smashed the billboards with how many hits that this thing created. Like, you couldn't even go into the Walmart to grab some lotion without hearing one of the many hits that this thing produced. But this thing wasn't just big, it was also really good, and I really liked it a lot, so you kind of have to give it to Olivia Rodrigo. An Evening with Silk Sonic is an album that is so good that you are unable to talk any kind of shit about it without people pissing and shitting their pants. The Yellow Shirt Music Man gave this thing a positive review and people started losing their minds because it wasn't positive enough, which is really a testament to how good this thing is.
Aren't you glad that you reside?
Sling is just a really sweet sounding 70s throwback album. It's not hopelessly nostalgic though, because Clairo does a lot to make these 70s sounding sounds feel incredibly fresh in this new age. It sounds new even though it is somewhat an exercise in the past. Build a Problem is just that perfect spoonful of honey that hits me deep in that very special emotional spot that I have. The percussion is great and the harmonies are even better, so thumbs up, dot-eye, dotty, dot-eye, I don't know, thumbs up.
Good job.
Need a boy you can cuddle with me all night.
Montero is the gayest album of the year, and that is why I like it so much. As far as debuts go, this one is pretty good. It acts as a glowing beacon of progress for Lil Nas X, for where he's come and where he has the potential to go. It makes me really excited to hear all the future bangers that this man is gonna come out with.
I'm a special kind of white guy.
Yeah, I'm a Bo Burnham stan. What are you gonna do? Cancel me? You don't even own a house. Inside is just such a big breath of fresh air that perfectly contextualizes quarantine and the events of last year. I don't know if you can technically call it an album, but it is the best comedy special that I have seen in a long, long time. The music is just really good. Bo Burnham put a lot of heart into this project, and I feel like you gotta talk about it when you're talking about the best albums of the year. Like, come on, fella. An artist's sophomore effort can either make or break them. They prove if an artist is worth following into the future or better left behind. Happier Than Ever proves that Billie Eilish is worth following.
Respectfully.
Nas be spitting here, like, come on, I don't know what to say, he be spittin'. It is amazing how casual he is on this thing, whilst delivering bars that are this hot. He even makes Eminem sound good. Just one of the many reasons why he's a legend.
We know it isn't, we know it isn't.
In a genre that is becoming increasingly stagnant with mediocre songs about Applebee's, Stand For Myself stands out like a pair of diamond-studded shoes, proving once and for all that George Bush didn't kill country music.
We all live inside a tiny ball.
Black Dresses may not be a band anymore, but they still go real hard. The only thing disappointing about this album is I wasn't able to get a cassette tape, but I still have my 3 copies of The Mummy on VHS, so I can't really complain.
Do you see that white Morena?
Welfare Jazz is a weirdo album about a weirdo man who don't need no woman, except that he actually does. Amongst the extremely whacked out and animalistic sounds that Welfare Jazz gives you, you get an extremely cute and sweet story at its core. I really like the narrative here. I think it's really cute, and that is not something that you would expect to hear about an album from a band like the Viagra Boys. But I said it anyway. Cavalcade is a really random sounding album at face value. Black MIDI is sort of waterboarding you with sound here, only giving you brief moments of softness amongst the stabbing jazz to catch your breath. That may not sound like a very good time, but
I had fun.
This is basically 2019's The Joker. But for real, damn, it is very rare that a band burst onto the scene with a record that is this bold and daring. Black Country New Road brings a lot of fire to this album with a vocalist that has a lot of drama in his system. He is basically the most tragic indie boy that you have ever met. Did you hear what happened to him at the science fair? Some fucked up shit right there. Butterfly 3000 is a joyful collection of music that has so much color and vibrance to it. It wasn't what I was expecting from King Gizzard in their first full foray into electronic music, but it was a pleasant dream pop surprise nonetheless. Let Me Do One More is a record with a lot of wit to it. It's an extremely tender pop-punk album with a tiny hint of grunge simmering at the bottom, which gives this record a lot of texture. The lyrics are constantly on this teeter-totter from being genuine to being ironic, kind of like Sarah is using humor to cope with all the awful things that the DNC is doing to Bernie.
Any female born after 1993 can't cook.
Idols is a band that I am convinced can do no wrong. Every single one of their albums has been an absolute banger, and Crawler here is no exception to that equation. The fast-paced bluntness of Ultramono is gone here, as the band takes on a more subtle way of delivering their messaging. But despite that subtlety, they are as loud and as noisy as ever.
The sun beaming. Y'all ready?
Call Me If You Get Lost is such a luxurious album that takes Tyler back to his sicko days of Yonkers, but this time it is done by such a clear master of their craft. This is no doubt a vanity project, but it doesn't make me roll my eyes like other records of its kin does. The kind of flexing that Tyler does on this album is very tasteful. It makes me want to pump my fist in the air right alongside him. This is as good as one of these albums can get.
I swallow quick, drying concrete.
Madison is such a whimsical album that is just cloaked in so much with songs about murder and
Swallowing quick drying concrete?
that is delivered over these kooky lullaby-like instrumentals. There are a lot of layers to this album. Plus, it was recorded in a cave amongst the ghouls, so you know it must be good.
Little dear,
The turning wheel makes you want to sing along with Cabral with all of your chest. Spelling creates an ecosystem of sound here that just whisks your ears away into a world that is filled with fairy dust. Like, if you aren't enchanted by her music, then are you even human?
Oh shit.
I have no idea what this thing is or how to form any kind of cohesive thought around it. But all I do know is that if you don't listen to this album, I'm gonna kick ya. Okay, in rap, you have the good albums. Then you've got the really good albums. Then you've got the masterpieces. Sometimes I Might Be Introvert is one of the masterpieces. In a year full of massive rap drops from the likes of Tyler, Kanye, and Nas, Little Sims sits above them all on a golden throne of sound. Daddy's Home is an album with an unbelievable amount of swagger, with all these sitars that are peppered through and Clark's vocals that just hit you like a shotgun. It immerses you in the psychedelic soup of sound that is the perfect backdrop to Clark's masterful storytelling. The lyricism is outstanding, the instrumentals are even better, and the vocals are just stunning. Sinner Get Ready is an album that I have listened to countless times, and I do not think that I am any closer to understanding or deciphering its true meaning. Every time that I do listen to this record, I just continue to find new nuances and just new things that just make this album just so great and just so visceral. It's basically The Shining in the way that it makes you constantly question the true nature of its existence and how it never really shows its true hand. I don't think that there has been another piece of music like this that has made me feel the same way that this record made me feel. And I thank Christian Hater just so much for thrusting this record into existence. It's a true masterpiece, and I salute you. But Estrogen Man, come on, why is this record only at number 2? What could be better than God? Ska. Ska Dream is everything that I love about this genre, packed in a neat 39-minute package. I cannot even listen to the original version of this album without thinking of how good its ska counterpart is. And No Dream is still a damn fine album. It's just dog shit compared to ska. If you're one of the so-called ska haters out there, I urge you to rethink your decision, because never before has a piece of music made me feel so thrilled and excited about the dismal state of US capitalism. Screw you, lingua ignota. I hate Cheez-Its. Call me up when you put out a ska record, and then we can talk.
They're on to me, dude. Those guys are sharp as nails up there. You can't put anything past them. Oh my God, dude, I'm freaking out. I am so stressed out. I feel like I'm having a panic attack.
You want to talk about stress? You want to talk about stress?